Chosen one, what if I told you that a stranger, wealthy, influential, and divinely guided, is about to step into your life and move you to your next level? That's the reality we're exploring today. You may have felt unseen, unappreciated, like your efforts have been overlooked, but they haven't been. This is your confirmation that your quiet obedience, the selfless acts no one else saw, have not gone unnoticed. God's plan for you is unfolding in ways you can't yet see, and soon, someone you've never met will play a critical role in your journey. Stay with me, because what I'm about to reveal will explain why you're feeling this restlessness, why certain doors have closed, and why you're sensing that something big is about to happen. In this video, we'll uncover why God uses strangers to bring blessings, the hidden act you performed that set this in motion, the signs that a relocation is on its way, and how to receive this divine favor with open arms. If this resonates with you, like this video and comment 77. Subscribe, share this message, and click the super thanks button to support our channel. A special thanks goes to all our membership subscribers. Your support means everything. Click the link in the description to join our membership and get exclusive content. Let's start this journey of discovery together. Why God sends strangers with blessings. There comes a moment when you feel unseen, as though the world has forgotten you. Maybe you've questioned why your efforts go unnoticed, why your kindness feels unreturned. It's a lonely place, isn't it? That deep ache in your heart whispering that something must change, that there's more waiting just beyond your reach. You're not imagining it. That longing, that silent plea has been heard. The invisible threads of your life are being woven together, and though it may not be clear now, God is about to answer in a way you never expected. Someone you've never met will be the instrument through which this answer comes, and it will transform everything. It's natural to wonder why the blessings you've prayed for haven't arrived yet, why every step feels uphill. That struggle is heavy, isn't it? The doubt, the frustration, the feeling that you're running in circles while everyone else seems to have it figured out. You've experienced the hurt of being overlooked, the sting of rejection, the confusion of not knowing where you belong. These aren't trivial pains. They're the weights that press on your soul, testing your faith. But here's the truth. The delays and the difficulties have not been for nothing. You've been prepared in ways you cannot yet comprehend. And it's precisely because of these challenges that the next chapter will mean so much more. The blessing you've been seeking is closer than you think, and it will come from the most unexpected source. Think back to the story of Elijah and the widow in 1 Kings 17. The land was parched, and Elijah was sent to a town where a widow prepared to cook her last meal. She had almost nothing left, just enough flour and oil to make a small loaf of bread for herself and her son before they expected to die. But Elijah, guided by God, asked her to share her final meal with him. In that moment, a divine exchange took place. She trusted the word of a stranger, and her obedience unlocked a miracle. The jar of flour was never empty, and the jug of oil never ran dry. God used a stranger, Elijah, to bring a blessing that defied logic and expectations. This isn't just an ancient story, it's a pattern. God places people in your path for a reason. They come with the resources, the encouragement, the opportunity you need to move forward, just as Elijah was sent to that widow. The blessings brought by strangers are never random. They are orchestrated by the Creator to fulfill a divine purpose. You may not see it now, but subtle signs are beginning to appear. Maybe you've noticed a shift in your relationships, or you've felt a restlessness in your spirit. Perhaps certain doors that seemed important have closed, only for new opportunities to appear out of nowhere. These are not coincidences. They are the movements of God's hand, aligning your path. Imagine a seed underground, pushing against the soil. Though it seems nothing is happening above ground, deep beneath the surface there is growth, there is preparation. When the seed finally breaks through, it is not by accident. It is because the conditions are perfectly aligned. Your life is no different. These signs are the divine whispers that a breakthrough is near, that someone is being positioned to bring the blessing you've been waiting for. It might feel as though life has been testing you, but it's important to understand that this isn't a test of your endurance. Instead, it's a setup for something greater. Picture the story of Joseph in Genesis. He was sold into slavery by his own brothers, falsely accused, and left forgotten in prison. Yet through every hardship, God was working behind the scenes. When the time was right, a stranger, the Pharaoh's cupbearer, remembered Joseph and recommended him to interpret Pharaoh's dream. This seemingly random act led to Joseph's elevation, allowing him to save countless lives during a famine. The stranger wasn't acting on his own. He was moved by a divine purpose. In the same way, higher forces are at work in your life, clearing the way and setting the stage for your elevation. This is how God's plan unfolds. Through the alignment of circumstances, people, and timing, each step leading you closer to the calling you were meant to fulfill. Even when the signs are clear and the path begins to open, many people struggle to fully accept it. Fear of the unknown can hold us back, making us hesitate just when we should leap forward. You may wonder if you're truly ready or if you're imagining these changes. This hesitation is normal, but it's also a critical moment. True transformation comes not just from recognizing the signs, but from embracing them wholeheartedly. You must believe that you are chosen, that the blessing coming your way is meant for you. This is the moment to let go of doubt and step boldly into the new reality that God is revealing. Think of it as crossing a bridge. Once you step onto it, there's no turning back. But as you move forward, you'll see that the bridge is strong, that it leads to solid ground, and that God's hand is guiding you every step of the way. Now that you understand how and why God sends strangers to bless you, it's time to take action. Release the fear, the hesitation, and the self-doubt that have held you back. Instead, stand firm in the knowledge that this is your time. You've done the work, you've stayed faithful, and you've kept going even when it was hard. The next step is to trust that the stranger coming into your life is part of God's perfect plan. Embrace the opportunities they bring. Welcome the connections, the resources, the insights they offer. Keep your faith strong, and don't be afraid to seize the moment when it arrives. This is your chance to step into your chosen identity with full confidence, to walk the path that has been prepared for you all along. Comment trust if you believe God sends strangers to elevate his chosen ones. This is your time to recognize the signs, accept the divine alignment, and walk boldly into the blessing prepared for you. God's plan is unfolding, and you are an essential part of it. Stay faithful, stay ready, and remember that even when you cannot see the entire picture, the Creator is working for your good. This is your confirmation, the hidden act that opened this door. There's a certain mystery to the smallest acts of obedience. Maybe you didn't even realize the moment it happened. It could have been something simple, giving to someone in need, offering a kind word when others were silent, or making a choice that was right instead of easy. The thing about these moments is that they don't feel grand at the time. They don't carry applause or fanfare, yet deep inside you knew it mattered. You might have wondered if anyone noticed, if the goodness you showed would come back to you. And now something tells you it did. That quiet act, seemingly lost in the shadows, was seen. It was the kind of obedience that moves heaven's hand and opens doors no one can shut. Often, life's challenges leave us questioning our worth, our direction, and our impact. You've likely faced situations where doing the right thing came at a cost, where kindness was met with coldness, or generosity left you feeling empty-handed. You carried that weight, wondering if it was worth it. Maybe you even doubted if those moments made any difference. Yet there's an emotional resonance in such experiences. They leave a mark, a faint echo reminding you that you acted from a place of truth. This is the struggle that so many feel but rarely articulate. The feeling that despite the hurt, they kept choosing the light, not realizing that their persistence planted a seed in the unseen. Consider the story of Elisha and the Shunammite woman in 2 Kings 4. She welcomed the prophet into her home, not for recognition or reward, but simply because it was the right thing to do. Her quiet hospitality led to a miraculous blessing, a child when she thought none was possible. This lesser-known account reveals the profound truth that hidden acts, often unnoticed by the world, can open doors to divine provision. It's not always about grand gestures or public acknowledgement. It's about the quiet, consistent choices we make to honor what's good and true. In that hidden obedience, God's favor finds fertile ground. As you reflect on those moments of faithfulness, you may start to see the subtle changes around you. Small, unexpected opportunities begin to appear. Conversations that seemed inconsequential suddenly take on deeper meaning. A door that was firmly closed now shows a crack of light. These are the signs that the act you thought was insignificant has created a ripple effect. Much like a seed breaking through the soil, these shifts signal the start of something new. They aren't loud or dramatic at first, but they carry the unmistakable weight of a divine hand at work. Behind the scenes, God has been moving pieces into place. The struggles you faced, the tears you shed, and the choices you made were never random. They were the foundation for what is now coming to fruition. Think of Joseph, imprisoned and forgotten. Yet through his patience and faithfulness, God elevated him to a position of great influence. In the same way, your hidden act, done without seeking recognition, has paved the way for divine intervention. It's as if the heavens themselves have shifted, clearing the path for what's next. The real challenge now is embracing that these moments of faithfulness matter more than you realize. It's easy to dismiss them, to say, "I was just doing what felt right." But this is precisely what makes them so powerful. They weren't calculated moves. They were genuine acts born out of your character. They show that you are willing to follow God's prompting without knowing the outcome. They prove that you're capable of trusting the process even when you can't see the results. This deepening awareness is what strengthens you to move forward with confidence. Now that you understand the power of your hidden acts, the next step is to trust in the unfolding plan. Continue making choices that align with your values, knowing that every small act carries weight. Let go of fear and self-doubt, and step into each new opportunity with a sense of purpose. The same obedience that opened this door will continue to guide you. Trust that God's favor will manifest again, and that your faithfulness will be met with even greater blessings. Comment faithful if you know that even the smallest act of obedience can unlock God's favor. This is the time to step forward, believing in the strength of your actions, the purpose of your choices, and the certainty that what lies ahead is good. This is how you take the next step on your journey. The signs of incoming relocation. Change often announces itself quietly, nudging you before you even realize what's happening. You might sense it as a subtle shift in your daily routine or a growing discomfort with what once felt comfortable. Perhaps it feels like a restlessness you can't explain, a pull towards something new. These moments are not random. They are the whispers of a larger plan at work, urging you to pay attention. Think about where you are right now. Do you feel that quiet stirring inside, as though something significant is on the horizon? If so, you're not imagining it. You're standing at the threshold of a new chapter, and the signs are all around you, waiting to be noticed. For many, these signs can feel confusing or even frustrating. Maybe certain paths you thought were sure have suddenly closed, leaving you uncertain about your next move. Or maybe the routines that once gave you comfort now feel restrictive, as if they no longer fit the person you're becoming. This can be a challenging place to be, caught between the known and the unknown. It's a space that tests your patience, your faith, and your ability to trust that something greater is unfolding. Yet, even in this uncertainty, there is an underlying assurance that what you're feeling is not a mistake. It's a nudge from above, a signal that change is necessary for growth. Consider the story of Elijah being led to the widow at Zarephath in 1 Kings 17. Elijah had no guarantee of what he would find, but he obeyed the divine instruction to go. When he arrived, the widow's resources were nearly gone, yet this was precisely the place where God's provision would appear. The signs that led Elijah there were not loud or obvious, but they were unmistakable in hindsight. The same is true for you. These signs, this restlessness, these shifts in relationships or circumstances are leading you somewhere important. They may not come with a clear roadmap, but they come with a promise that the destination is worth the journey. You may start to notice synchronicities that feel too perfect to be coincidences. Maybe certain people or opportunities appear at just the right moment. Perhaps you encounter messages, scripture passages, or encouragements that speak directly to what you're going through. These aren't accidents. They are divine markers. Think of them as breadcrumbs on a trail, each one drawing you closer to the next step. The challenge is to stay alert, to recognize these subtle indicators as confirmation that a new season is approaching. They are the signs that the ground beneath you is shifting, preparing to launch you into a place you've never been before. As these signs appear, it's important to remember that God works through both visible and invisible means. The open doors you see are just as much a part of the plan as the doors that close. Sometimes, the strongest sign is simply an undeniable inner knowing, an unshakable sense that it's time to move forward, even if you don't see the full picture. This is not just about physical relocation. It's about a shift in your spirit, your purpose, and your calling. When you tune in to these signs, you'll begin to understand that your steps are being ordered, that every small change is setting you up for something much bigger. At some point, you'll realize that these signs have been with you all along. They might have started as faint whispers, growing louder as the pieces began to fall into place. The more you recognize and acknowledge them, the more confident you'll become in your path. This is the moment when the signs transform from being hints of a possibility to being undeniable proof of God's plan. They give you the courage to trust the process, to move forward even when the full picture isn't clear. They remind you that you are not alone in this journey, that something far greater is guiding your steps. With these signs in mind, you now have the opportunity to step boldly into what lies ahead. The growing restlessness, the subtle shifts, the unexpected opportunities, they are all pointing you toward a divine relocation. This isn't just about a physical change. It's about stepping into a new level of purpose, of faith, and of impact. Trust the signs, trust the process, and trust that where you're going is where you're meant to be. It's time to embrace the change, to move forward with confidence, and to see the transformation that's been waiting for you. Comment move if you've started noticing these subtle signs of change. The next step in this journey is just around the corner, and you don't want to miss what's coming next. Stay with us as we explore what to expect from the stranger who's bringing this blessing. What to expect from the stranger. The idea of a stranger arriving in your life may feel both thrilling and unsettling. You might wonder who they are, what they'll bring, and why they're appearing at this moment. But something deep within you senses that their presence is intentional. You know this is not just chance, this is divine orchestration. You may have felt a stirring in your spirit, a sense that something or someone would soon shift the course of your journey. And now, as they enter your life, you can feel the significance of their arrival. This stranger isn't just anyone. They've been sent at the perfect time to help you reach the next level. Think back on times when you've met someone who seemed to come out of nowhere yet ended up being a key figure in your life. Maybe it was a mentor, a guide, or even a brief encounter that left a lasting impact. You can't help but recall how that meeting wasn't random. It felt like a piece of the puzzle falling into place. Now, as you prepare to meet this new stranger, those feelings of wonder and anticipation are reignited. You realize that you've been in need of exactly what they have to offer. The questions, challenges, and roadblocks you've faced up to this point have created a space that only they can fill. Consider the lesser-known story of Naaman and his servants in 2 Kings 5. Naaman, a powerful man, was afflicted with leprosy and sought healing. While he expected help from a grand figure, it was the simple advice of his servants, a seemingly unlikely source, that ultimately led him to healing. Their insight, though unexpected, was exactly what he needed to move forward. This serves as a reminder that divine connections often come through unexpected people. The stranger entering your life now may not be who you imagined, but they will carry the wisdom, insight, and tools to propel you toward your purpose. As this stranger becomes part of your journey, you'll start noticing how perfectly their presence fits into your life. Their words may resonate deeply, their actions may bring immediate relief or clarity, and their resources may seem tailor-made for your current needs. You may find yourself saying, "How did I ever do this without them?" It's not just their knowledge or their wealth. It's their alignment with your mission that makes all the difference. They'll have a way of making the seemingly impossible feel attainable. Their energy and purpose will blend seamlessly with yours, creating a partnership that feels guided by something greater. Behind the scenes, higher forces have been preparing this moment. The struggles you've faced, the lessons you've learned, and the patience you've exercised have all led to this connection. This stranger isn't here by chance. They are part of the divine plan that has been unfolding in your life. Their presence is a sign that you're on the right path, that every challenge you've overcome was leading you here. They'll help you see that your journey wasn't just about endurance. It was about preparation. Now that they've arrived, you can start moving forward with a new sense of purpose and clarity. At first, it may be tempting to hesitate. You might question whether you're ready to trust someone new or whether you can accept their help without feeling indebted. But the truth is, this is a moment to embrace with confidence. The stranger isn't here to control or overshadow you. They are here to uplift and empower. They see your potential, they believe in your mission, and they want to see you succeed. This is not about giving up control. It's about allowing someone who is perfectly aligned with your goals to walk beside you. It's about recognizing that their presence is a blessing, not a burden. Now that you know who they are and why they're here, it's time to take the next step. Allow yourself to trust the process, to welcome their guidance, and to use the tools they bring. This is not just about accepting help. It's about recognizing that you're worthy of it. It's about stepping into a new level of confidence, knowing that this connection was designed for your success. You've done the work, you've stayed faithful, and now you're ready to embrace the partnership that will take you further than you could have gone on your own. Comment a line if you're ready to welcome this divine connection. This is the moment you've been preparing for. With the stranger's help, you're not just moving forward, you're stepping into a higher calling, one that's been waiting for you all along. Stay with us as we discuss how to accept this blessing without fear or doubt. How to receive without fear or doubt. Sometimes the biggest hurdle isn't in receiving a blessing, but in believing you're truly worthy of it. That hesitation, that self-doubt creeps in. What if I'm not ready? What if I don't deserve it? These questions can weigh heavily, even in moments that should be filled with joy. But take a moment and look deeper. You wouldn't feel the stirring in your heart if this blessing wasn't meant for you. It's no accident. It's the universe's way of affirming that your time has come, that what you've been praying for is finally unfolding. The hardest part is letting yourself accept that you are chosen, and this moment is real. You may feel a wave of fear as the blessing approaches. Fear that it's too good to be true, or that once it arrives, it will be taken away. This fear is natural. It's the mind's way of protecting you from disappointment. But it's also a lie. You see, the blessings meant for you don't come with strings attached or hidden traps. They are divine gifts. Just as you didn't have to prove yourself to receive the love and grace you already have, you don't have to earn this blessing through perfection. It's not about being flawless or having it all figured out. It's about your willingness to step into what's already been prepared for you. Consider the story of Jeremiah. When God called him, he protested, "I do not know how to speak. I am too young." But God's response was clear. "Do not say, 'I am too young.' You must go to everyone I send you to and say whatever I command you." Jeremiah 1 verses 6 to 7. Jeremiah's doubts didn't change his calling. His perceived limitations didn't alter God's plan. The same applies to you. You may see your flaws or limitations, but God sees the mission, the purpose, and the divine design behind it all. Just as Jeremiah's words and actions became a blessing to a nation, your acceptance of this moment can unlock blessings not just for yourself, but for those around you. As you step into this blessing, you'll start to notice how everything begins to align. The fears that once loomed large will start to fade. People will come into your life who affirm your path. Opportunities will unfold that seem perfectly timed. It won't always be dramatic. Often, it's the quiet confirmations, the unexpected conversations, the gentle nudges that show you're on the right track. This alignment isn't coincidental. It's a sign that you're moving in the right direction. When you allow yourself to receive without fear, you open the door to these divine synchronicities. Remember, this blessing isn't just for your benefit. It's part of a bigger plan. Just as Moses didn't feel worthy but was still chosen to lead, you've been selected for a reason. Your role isn't to be perfect, it's to be faithful. Faithful in saying yes. Faithful in taking the first step. Faithful in trusting that what's been placed in your hands is there for a purpose. You don't have to understand every detail. You don't need all the answers. You just need to embrace the gift and move forward. The rest will unfold as you go. Many people hold back at the brink of receiving, thinking, "What if I fail?" But remember this, you can't fail at being chosen. Your role in the divine plan is not measured by success in the world's eyes. It's measured by your willingness to trust the process. If you stumble, it's not the end, it's part of the journey. The blessing will still be there, waiting for you to claim it. The key is not perfection, but persistence. It's about saying yes every day, even when you feel uncertain. Now it's time to embrace what's before you. Recognize that this is your moment. The blessing is already on its way, and it's meant for you. Step into it with confidence, knowing that you are supported, guided, and chosen. Release the fear. Let go of the doubt. Open your heart and your hands to receive all that is waiting for you. You are ready. You are worthy. You are chosen. Comment "I am chosen" if you are ready to step into your divine role. Thank you to all our membership subscribers. Your support makes this possible. Join us by clicking the link in the description. Subscribe, share this message, and remember, you are not alone. You were chosen for a purpose. Sometimes, receiving a blessing can feel like an unfamiliar gift. You might feel unprepared or even unqualified to handle it. This sense of unworthiness often comes from the belief that you must be perfect or fully equipped to embrace what's being offered. But the truth is, blessings come because of your faith, not your perfection. Think of a child receiving a gift. The child doesn't question whether they've done enough to deserve it. They simply accept it with joy. That's the kind of openness you need to approach this moment. Allow yourself to receive what's being given without overthinking it, trusting that it's meant for you at this time, in this place. Another obstacle that can arise is fear of responsibility. When a blessing comes, especially a significant one, it may carry with it a new level of accountability or change. You might worry that you won't be able to sustain it, that you'll let yourself or others down. But remember, you don't have to have all the answers right now. Blessings are not about having everything figured out. They're about taking that next step, trusting that the path will become clearer as you go. Each step builds your confidence, your faith, and your ability to move forward with grace. This is also a time to reflect on the nature of the gift. Consider how the blessing might not only benefit you, but those around you. When Moses led the Israelites out of Egypt, he initially felt overwhelmed by the magnitude of the task. But the blessing wasn't just for him. It was for an entire nation. Sometimes, receiving a blessing means stepping into a larger purpose, something that impacts lives beyond your own. When you shift your perspective to see the blessing as part of a greater mission, the fear begins to fade. You start to realize that the gift is not about you proving yourself, but about being a vessel through which greater good can flow. It's also crucial to remain open to guidance during this time. As the blessing unfolds, you might encounter challenges that make you question its validity. These are the moments to seek wisdom through prayer, trusted mentors, or spiritual insight. Remember, you're not on this journey alone. The same divine hand that brought this blessing into your life is the one that will help you navigate it. The key is to stay connected, to keep listening for that quiet voice of reassurance, and to trust that you'll be given what you need as you move forward. As you accept this blessing, be mindful of gratitude. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement or the pressure of what's next, but take a moment to truly appreciate what's been given. Gratitude strengthens your faith and opens the door for more blessings to flow. When you acknowledge the gift and the giver, you align yourself with a spirit of abundance rather than scarcity. This mindset will carry you through any doubts, reminding you that you're supported and that more good things are on the horizon. Finally, remember that receiving without fear or doubt is a process. It's okay to feel uncertain at times. It's okay to have questions. What matters is that you continue moving forward with an open heart and a willing spirit. Each step you take brings you closer to the fullness of what this blessing can offer. It's not about rushing to the finish line. It's about walking in faith and allowing the blessing to unfold as it's meant to. Trust in the timing, trust in yourself, and trust in the divine plan that is working for your good. When a blessing arrives, it often challenges the way you viewed yourself and your circumstances. You might feel a sudden shift in perspective, as if your world is expanding in ways you hadn't considered. This is a natural part of receiving. It's not just about taking the gift into your hands. It's about allowing your heart and mind to grow along with it. As you do, you'll notice that the fears you once had of not being ready, of not being enough, start to dissolve. The blessing itself becomes a source of strength, not just a reward, showing you that you are fully capable of carrying the weight of your calling.